Growth of tribal influence. Haven't seen that in a while. Wish you had. Oh, they're changing Catholics to be better. Catholics had a lot of love in the early days of the game. Ever-changing face of the Curia. And yeah, I've really only got one friend that plays Europa 4 frequently. I have another friend I'm trying to get involved in it, and I occasionally make some references to that in the videos and on the stream. Just he finds it very, very what's the word for it? Dense and impenetrable. Not impenetrable. That's being a bit unfair to him, but there's a lot going on. There's a lot of information to take on. Like, why do you have a sword up here with a 37 beside it? What's that doing? Why do I have 8 merchants when you start out with 2 normally? You know, and that's just some of the more basic stuff. Like, when you get into things that affect army tradition decay, I mean, the argument I would make is that there's a lot of that you can ignore. You can ignore army tradition decay and not really suffer as a result of that. But if you don't know you can ignore it, then you know you don't know what you can safely ignore. And I understand that being a source of frustration and confusion. So I do occasionally from time to time try and explain some of the more basic mechanics, like, I don't know, sieging a fort, where you get your rolls, and if you roll over a certain number you get progress, and if you eventually get enough progress and you roll over a certain number you occupy the fort, and the fort exerts its zones of control, things like that. You can't play multiplayer. Why not? Internet connection or some other reason? Also, Bavaria are just never going to give us knowledge sharing, are they? Ah, friends. There's always the online multiplayer. Take up people on the Paradox forums or the subreddit for it. Someone stopped by here saying they were doing a multiplayer game the other day. It was Nosh Flauschinger. I don't do any in the way of competitive multiplayer. It just seems like a lot of stress. I should give it a go someday. Then you can't play France. Yeah, but you learn more by being put into by being backed into a corner. When I started this campaign, like, I'm powerful now, but when I started this campaign, Mongolia starts as a vassal under, what was it, Chagatai? I can never remember if it's Chagatai or Oirat. And I got my bum handed to me. But you don't have 5 minutes in there. Okay, well, fair enough. Get started in single player, and then see where you go. Oh, Commonwealth peasants, why are you going that way? Why are you? I knew that would happen. Still 1 though. Then we're going up by 0.3 a month. Could be better. Could be better, but could be worse. That whole could be better that gets me. Could get drilling. That has a general, is currently drilling. You don't have a general. Could drill. What? Did I just not give you that general afterwards? Okay. You hate playing competitively? Yeah, I used to play a lot of competitive games. I don't play as many of them anymore. It's just no longer my cup of tea, shall we say. There was a time and there was a place, and I enjoyed it when I did. The glory days of Battlefield 2 and all sorts, but yeah, not for me anymore. Not for me, not for my blood pressure. People are too good. That's the thing. You end up playing against the very best people that have lots of time to study the game and to get the best at it. Then, equally, you learn a lot from playing with or against people who are very good at the game. There's that aspect as well. If you can get yourself mentally to where it's not a big deal whether you win or lose, then you can learn quite a lot from playing with good people, as long as you pay attention to what they do and why they do it. Sometimes they're on such a different scale that they might as well be playing a different game. But yeah, playing games online used to wind me up something fierce. But in the last couple of years, I feel like it's not quite as much of a wind up, winning or losing. Don't get me wrong, I do enjoy winning a good game of Rocket League, let's say, now and again, but not the be all and end all. Not worth getting one Snickers and a twist about. We look at the world while we're waiting for that drill to go up. The new world is looking pretty Spanish. A little bit of Portuguese there. Is that... No, Majapahit is spreading around there. And Great Britain are spreading around here as well, as they often do. As I said before, we have a Portuguese Australia, pretty much Portuguese hegemony in Australia. Impressive. A few bits of Spain dotted around. Yeah, Spain have been sniping some islands. France have been either colonising or buying land here and there. And the 13 colonies have the Maldives for some reason. They have... What? No, that's their army that's there. Sorry, I'm a bit blind. So the 13 colonies have 39,000 troops in the Maldives, just chilling out. Not mine to question. You've done one of the tutorials. Who should you attack first as France? It's a difficult question to answer. You need to assess the situation. You start off with a bunch of people around you as France, and if the people around you are weak enough and cannot defend themselves, and it would be to your advantage, then you should attack them. If they have a big ally, and it would cost you more in trying to take them than you would get in taking the land, then you shouldn't. But yeah, I mean, for example, if you can fabricate an early clay, I don't remember if France starts with a border on Castile or not, but say it does, and say Castile are rivaled by everyone around them, they have no strong allies, go for them early, because otherwise they'll get big and strong. If they're already big and strong, then don't go for them. Wait for them to get dragged into war. They will go to war with Granada, usually. And if they get themselves embroiled in a bigger war, then that might be your time to strike. You're going to rule the west of Europe. That's a good ambition as France. You should be aiming to do at least that. They have the capability. And it's fun to do. That's part of the reason why this game is so great, is it is not just a strategy game, it is a grand strategy game. You can... oh, nice. You can read the situation and say, do you know what, it would be in my interest to attack now, or to actually attack a little while from now, when my enemy is weak. America? Yeah, why not? Revolutionary Roman Empire. I formed the Roman Empire in my last campaign. Was Mare Nostrum my last campaign? It's the one where you have to take the entire Mediterranean coastline. And I got to that point as arrogant, and I thought, hey, I'm pretty big. You just click a button and form the Roman Empire. No, you need to take a fair amount. It's more work than it first seems, shall we say. Alright, we can now build supply depots. That's great news for us. Where is that fort? Yes, please stop drilling. Take a quick glance at the institutions. We've got 3.3% now. Glory be. Could you expand into India? Yeah, India is a very rich place. If you can find somewhere that's weak, or if you can buy a little province as a chartered trade company, then yeah, go for it. You can earn a lot of money from the riches of India. None of these are really that useful for me. Take the artillery bonus in case we do need to go to war and tear down some forts, because our horde unity is dropping, so we'll need to go and punch someone at some point. Anyone can build a supply depot, that's great. Get yourself over there, please. Army's arriving here anyway. Pitching. Achievement unlocked, Cowardly Tactics. You guys don't need to sit there taking attrition. I can't believe no one wants to offer me that knowledge sharing. What about Norway? I released you in peace. Things. Olav Bolt, you are he's scared of me. Oh, that's a nice air. 455 was that? Or 5-5. Of course, what's probably going to happen now is my emperor is going to die, and then no child can be Khan, and they'll kill him and replace him with some 011 dunce. Does France rival the Ottomans or be allied to them? If you can ally the Ottomans, go for it. That is a pretty that's a pretty powerful alliance to have. But then it would end up dragging you into wars over here where you may or may not want to throw your glorious elan of French troops. Again, it's situational. If you think Ottomans are going to be a good counterbalance to maybe a strong Spain or a really strong Austria, then yeah, go for it. If you're holding your own and you don't really need them for anything, then might not be necessary. Big navy is always good, yes. Well, not always good. Again, if it benefits you, then yes. If you're going to be taking the war to Great Britain, then yeah, you're going to need a reasonably sized navy to compete with theirs. If you're going to be doing stuff... Having a navy is more useful. Having a good navy is more useful than it first might seem. There's times when I've not had a navy, in this campaign in fact, and gone, oh, that would have been quite handy. In fact, take fighting Scandinavia, the couple of times I've done it, for example. They have the naval dominance, so instead of being able to walk across here to their capital, I have to take the long route all the way around. If I had naval dominance, I could move a lot more freely. Should you wait for surrender of Mans? Oh, surrender of Maine. I'm not sure what kicks that off. It seems to happen very early in every game that I've played recently. So I don't know, is the honest answer. Haven't played France recently enough to be able to answer that. %. Lovely. We no longer need the professionalism, so I'm going to just say nah to that. And we can just about get enlightenment here, which will start spreading it a bit more. It's Crimea looking. Yeah, Crimea could be better. Super expensive, but getting it present is worth it for the spread. Do I think France is the weakest great power? God, no. France is extremely capable. Thanks to the... Oh, yes. Thanks to the ideas they get, thanks to the rich lands that they have, the claims that they get, their mission tree, France is really quite strong. Unless you mean in this game, in which case, yeah, they're probably punching under their weight. They should be ahead of Portugal. Portugal are strong because they've got a whole bunch of colonies, which France don't have. But I pretty much agree with the rest of that position. For this game as it is at the moment. Our projections actually going down a fair amount here. My generals are dying, I'm not going to replace them now. No longer need them. Come on, institutions. You're close, but you're no cigar. Ottomans and France are the strongest great powers usually, you say, King of Tech. Yeah, I would agree with that. They are pretty strong, normally. Again, Great Britain can be pretty strong or not, depending on how it fares. It's done pretty well in the whole colonialism game. Same thing with Spain. If Spain get the... excuse me. If Spain get the Iberian wedding, which they often do, they can do very well. If they get stabbed in the back by Portugal, Aragon, or an Ottoman-backed, say, what am I trying to say? Andalusia, Granada, that's the one, and or Morocco, or the North African Berbers, then they can end up doing pretty poorly. Ottomans, again, usually pretty strong. They've done really well this game, actually. But again, they can fall if they falter, if they get dogpiled by a strong Mamluk with a couple of good allies and Europe, they'll fall. How do you stop Spain from forming? This is when you're playing as France. Make sure they don't have the provinces they need. Take over the lands either in Aragon or Spain yourself. Spain forming itself is not so much the problem. The problem is if Spain has formed, Castile or Aragon, usually Castile, have done well enough that they're already pretty powerful. Okay then. You're calling me into an offensive war. You think you have the 10 favours with me, huh, Britain? Fine. Oh, mission fulfilled. Trustworthy allies. Thank you very much. I can't remember off the top of my head which provinces it is Spain needs to form the Spanish nation militarily, or... oh, excellent. Yes, yes, yes. Knowledge sharing. Thank you kindly. Might attack Aragon for Barcelona so they can't form it. Ooh. Don't know if they need Barcelona. You might be right. Worth checking. Fairly easy to do. Just go on the Europa Wiki and it will tell you. They're not always up to date for basic things like that, though. It's pretty reliable. Honestly, attacking, if you're in a position to attack Aragon for their lands, it's worth doing because it's pretty good land in and of itself. Okay, these look like they've been improved a couple of times. No, they've not. So that's there. Barcelona is a 20 development province on the coast with an actual harbour. It's worth having just for that. This is going to boost the spread in Moyne Capital, which is now, of course, Karakorum. I totally remember. Yes, I already put advancement effort on there. Excuse me. That's going to be present fairly soon. Help if I knew where I was clicking here. 1732. Ah, not soon enough. It's not really doing much. And we've got our advancement spreading on there. I think it's time to go to war with Ardabil again. It's time. We need that horde unity. France is your favourite country in real life? Militarily, or as a country, you know, of culture and protection of people's rights and so forth? I'm curious as to what makes it your favourite country. That's what I'm getting at here. Cassia would join in, not bothered about that. For everything, yeah. An interesting place is France. I feel kind of bad for dogpiling on these Caucasian countries. I played a co-op game in starting in the Caucasus quite recently. In fact, I think that's just finished going up on YouTube, funnily enough. France want access. Speak of the devil. Yeah, go and kill tunas, why not? Gazi, you're going down as well. You can't go that way because of the fort, of course. But yes, Circassia, you can be excused from the table soon enough. Stuff. Yeah, France has been doing some good things recently, leading the whole trying to save the rainforest from burning down. Anyway. Ottomans. Okay, Ghazi. I don't want to fight you anymore. Every time. Never trust the Ottomans. Right. Okie dokie. That changes the complexion of things. A fair chunk. Oh my goodness, okay. Well, I say it's been a while since we've had a proper war. A while since we've had a busy colonist. Get colonizing. You have to shower. Yeah, no, you're not annoying me at all. I appreciate the questions. I like good questions. In fact, I like any questions. People are not curious enough these days. I do approve of curiosity. Fortunately, we have drilled our men significantly here. I bet Ottomans were jumping at the chance to get involved. We'll fully occupy Ghazi, and that'll help a great deal. What are the numbers looking like? Very heavy in the Ottomans' favour. They took quantity though, if I remember correctly. Of course they did. Jeez. How long am I streaming? I'm actually gonna bring this to a close as soon as I get that achievement. That might be very soon, it might not be. But it's probably sooner rather than later, because I've been on the go for nearly 4.5 hours now, and should probably have some food at some point. You know, have a shower myself, tend to my broken wrist. I actually did break my wrist the other week, so. This is not an idle thing, I say. Oh, jeez, Ottomans. What are you doing to me, buddy? But I'll be back streaming probably this evening. Probably with some VR, but possibly some other games as well. I've been really enjoying Streets of Rogue. It is a very fun game. Right, RWL. Yes, I will sue you for peace, actually. Take those lands. I'll take all those lands, actually. Yeah. I'll give them back soon, don't worry. I can call allies to arms. Bavaria, yeah. Get in here, Bavaria. Need something else for the Ottomans to point their guns at. I really should have put a general on that army, but I didn't, so hey ho. We'll kill this one though. Gonna really reinforce that, or are they? Maybe they won't. Maybe they want to come and reinforce this other one. Get there though. Right, Ghazi. Still don't want out. Interesting. Interesting and very frightening. No. No. Suicide. Want to embrace my institution and get the heck out of here. Yeah, they're gonna paste me in the mountains here. Particularly with a disease outbreak. Can I retreat? Can I retreat? Can I retreat? I cannot. Oh well. Time to embrace my death. Actually, I could burn these just now. They're not gonna be happy with me signing a separate piece, are they? That's gonna be the problem. Ottomans, why would you get involved? Why would I let you get involved? You're gonna be wiped at this rate. Fortunately not. Jeez, oh though. Well, at least that is spreading nicely now that we've had the knowledge sharing. Start with the Ottomans though. Oh no, don't do that. What? Fight this war. Gold, huh? I'll tell you what.